So now you're left with 3 screws. That's what's keeping you from getting inside the gearbox. Let's start with the one on the very left. It's another one where you need a hex bit, and this one has a tube that goes around it. Before you go, let's see if I can get that. Yeah, it's right here. You have to make sure to keep that, and so you don't lose it. That's it is important to the gearbox. You can just get it up. There we go. There's a washer also here, and I have it in my finger, so don't lose it. Nope, I didn't lose it. Okay, second part. It's a screw right here. It's at the bottom, and it holds this flap thing. Finally, there's a screw at the very end, right over here, around the area where you took this flat part out. Just like right here. And you need a hex bit again for this. I seem to be always pausing when I say hex bit. This has a washer, and it's gold, I believe. Let's see, am I right? Yeah, there's a gold washer here. So keep that with the screw and put it aside. It's a good idea. I just did it with the other one. Here is the fun part: opening the gearbox and not letting things shoot out of it. I already had a Phillips head, and I put it inside this hole. Well, this is how they keep the springs from shooting out. There's a hole at the very end. You take a Phillips head or something small, maybe a pencil or whatever, stick it in the end. Keep your hand flat on it, but still keeping pressure, pushing it in. Put your thumb here at the bottom to keep it on the table, and then slowly lift up. And this will keep the spring from shooting out. I wish I could see it better, but my hand's in the way. So lift it up. There. You can see the spring. Now take that out. Open the gearbox. I want to say that you should watch out for the bushings, which is these little metal wafer sort of things, and you should not lose them. I lost some of them, but and it's supposed to be bad for the gearbox because it's too loose or wobbly in there, but I haven't had problems with it yet. Okay, on to the spring. This is the confusing part. This is where I wish I had better lighting, because this is a really important thing to see here. You can see I cut a hole in the top with the end of the razor blade, and that's what we need that for. There's at the beginning, I think the stock piston head has a small hole in the top. All you have to do is slowly cut away with the end. Just keep cutting away until you expose the screw, and that's what holds this piston head onto the piston. And all you have to do is cut that away until you get to this spring. Screw. And all you have to do is take a Phillips head and turn that, and you can take the head off, and then you can take the spring out. This is the metal piece I was talking about. It's right here. Again, I think I'll use the flashlight. Yeah, that's the metal part. And the spring I got, it has a hook at the end. You put that hook right there, and then put it inside the end. Right there. And now that you got that finished, you put the new spring in, put the head back on, and then screw this back into it. In fact, to speed things up, use this. Okay, and this is where the Loctite comes in. Remember this? Yeah. You take some this Loctite, and what you do is you put a little bit in the end, just so you can seal that up. I put the piston back. I was rudely cut off by the camera, but basically I just put Loctite at the end of this to seal it off and not lose any air pressure. I take this, put it back in, make sure these threads on the piston and on the gears on this gear match. Move that this way. And basically you're fine. Here's a common mistake. This anti-reversal latch is not put in the right place. It has to go. It has to. You have to bend it back and let it touch this last gear over here that touches the motor. So it can do its job and prevent it from moving back. Take some that white lithium grease I was talking about. And I spray some in here for good measure. Here's the part where you put it back together, or put the gearbox back, the two halves. First you should press down on the piston and the other parts around it. Don't worry about the gears, they won't fall out when you push this in. You have to push the black part in and then lock it right there. There's a little indentation where these little pieces at the end fit in, so it doesn't fall out. Now slowly put this on while still holding this black part right here. Right here there's a bushing that doesn't line up, and that's why it's not together properly. And I just put it back together. I do a final check to see if everything's alright. Yeah, so it seems fine. I have to check myself. And you can start putting the screws back on. Now that the gearbox is back in it's held back, you can start putting the screws back. And it's important to remember where each screw came from.